Check, check. Turn me up a little bit. Check, check. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Get a Lord a hand tonight. Get a Lord a hand. Tonight we're gonna celebrate what we call the Feast of Dedication, Hachaanakah. You understand? This is when the Lord want us to remember when we had our own land, we had our own way of life, and it got taken away from us from the Greeks. Understand, the Greeks is just like the modern day Americans right now, and in the scriptures. We don't learn this in the Christian church. That's right. Because the same Greeks and the Romans taught us the Bible, man. That's understand, right. And this is our culture that's in this Bible. And tonight the Lord said, remember our holy days, our convocations, our days of our times, of our ancestors. You understand? We're gonna start with First Maccabees 1. This is a history, man. We do this every year to remember, man, what went down, man, and from our ancestors to now. And it's the same living. We living like this today, man. Understand? Restored.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Stop right there. Alexander. Anybody know who was Alexander? Heard of Alexander the Great? Like they call him the Great, but he was a Greek. Like, that's in the history right there. Like this was a man that ruled the earth thousands of years ago.
Right.
Go ahead.
Who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
He did what?
Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
He took over the Persians, man. He smitted them.
Right.
Go ahead. This ruler right here was a powerful man that ruled all the nations. You know what I'm saying? Right. Took countries and places from all nations. Go ahead.
So like if I may, so we always talk about it in the history, right? This showing how historically accurate this book is. If you watch the movie 300,
right?
You know what I'm saying? The Bible mentions Xerxes, who was the king of the Persians. So this Darius, if I'm not mistaken, is Xerxes' son. His father's name was also Darius. But how like royalty and rulership is, you have a father name this, then the son will be named this, then they'll name their son the same thing that their grandfather was or something. So this Darius is the Xerxes from 300. Is his son.
So that's a movie. That's out. And they got their history, man. They push their history on us like live TV. It's in the cinema, man. Go ahead.
Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Okay.
Verse 2. Keep going. And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
He did what?
Slew the kings of the earth.
This is the so-called oppressor, man. That's right. This is the nation of the Edom, the Edomites, Idumea, man. Like these people was rulers over the whole earth. Look at America. Slew in every country on the earth today, man. All the kings. I'm saying America got what? They got what you call them military bases in every country, man. Every country to this day right here, man. This keep reading.
Verse 3. And went through to the ends of the earth.
They went all over the earth, just like America do today, man. Like they patronized after the Greeks. Understand, like all the top nations. They doing this today. Keep going.
And took spoils of many nations.
Took what?
Spoils of many nations.
Spoils of many nations, man. Keep going.
In so much that the earth was quiet before him.
The earth is quiet, man, because America got it right now, man. Just like back then, they killed so many people and took over so many towns and places that the earth was in quiet, man. Understand? Like right now, like the Alexander the Great, he was like the Greek, like I keep calling him the Great, but he was the Greek. You You understand? But he came into our homeland in Jerusalem, like just like he came into these other nations, man. Like he's telling you what happened. Like he took the king's crowns of all these nations, and it's gonna come down to showing you how he took our nation, man. Keep reading.
In so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Keep going.
Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations.
He took his army, man. He went out and stretched forth all through the land, man. Mighty armies, man. That's America right now. Look at the powerful America right now.
Damn right.
We reading about America, and this is America ancestors.
That's right.
Keep going.
Salakia. And ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto them.
Who became what?
Tributaries unto them.
What's tributaries? Anybody know? Anybody know what that is? What is it? What? You raise your hand? These other nations became tributaries, like go ahead. What? They paid Right. That's what they did. I'm saying they took over these nations, and these other nations started paying money to them, man. They done took these other nations, and they became tributaries, like paying them. Like that's how America is. Everybody.
So like, if I may, sir, what you're saying is heavy because like you said, like this is further proof that America is the same thing because they do that today. How many different colonies? And even America was a colony at first. They had to kick up to the King of England, and then America became its own thing. And now America takes over lands like Puerto Rico, takes over lands like Hawaii, and so on and so forth. And they got to pay American taxes. They're no longer independent. It's the same thing.
Same thing, man. Same thing. Keep reading.
Verse 5. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Okay. Now it's saying that Alexander, he done ruled all over the earth. Now he became weak and tired, and understand on his deathbed, like he getting weak. Keep reading.
Salakia, verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth.
Okay, he called it his top men, his top generals, and all of that, man. He called them together and said, "I'm getting weak and tired. I feel like it's my end." He called them and told them, "Let's get this together, and I want you to take over what I have came and got stolen." Keep reading.
And parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Keep reading.
Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years.
He did what?
Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
He reigned 12 years. So this is true. You understand? You can Google this. You can Google this right now and add and punch in how many years that Alexander ruled. Understand? It'll show you 12 years. Keep reading.
Sir. Verse 8. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
And his what?
And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
So when he took counsel and got all his generals together, they went out and set forth and pushed the same issue that he pushed, man, through the land, man. They took over and held it down, man, in his death. Keep reading.
Salakia, verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And what?
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied on the earth, man. Look at the earth now, man. Evils.
That's right.
It's the same evils, man. The same Edomites. Keep reading.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Oh man, hold. Read that again. Slow down, man. They didn't hear this, man.
Salakia. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
What came out of these people are wicked things, man. Wicked deeds, man. Keep reading.
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king,
who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
This is another powerful ruler right here, man. Antiochus. You understand? He ruled when?
Salakia, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Mm-hmm. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
And what?
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Now it's getting to us right here.
Right.
This is us. It's speaking on us now. Came out of Israel wicked men. You understand? We have wicked men that's in our nation today, man. Your Christian pastors, your commissioners, your mayors, all these sellout coons, man. Right. These are wicked men that was back then, man. That sold out on Israel, man. Right. When we was keeping God's laws, man. That's what it's boiling down to, us keeping God's laws. We didn't want to keep God's laws, so we had these sellouts wanted to follow the heathen. Keep reading.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Don't that sound like our Christian leaders, man?
Damn right.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathens, man. Like we don't want to, we feel like they live in lavish. They got it all. You understand? Like we don't want to serve the Lord. Ain't nothing profiting out of serving the Lord. And these wicked men that come out of Israel persuaded others to let's go follow the heathen. Go ahead.
If I may, Adawan Shalakia, this whole feast is a heavy point again with this scripture, because again, we live in that right now. Like
right now.
We living under such horrible oppression because of wicked men who, sold us up the river, to the devil, like Martin Luther King.
Right.
This is literally a precept for cats like Martin Luther King who wanted us to make a covenant with the heathen to join with them. Salakia.
Man, it's hot as shit. It's a little better though. Huh? Man, we need the air on in here. Good.
It's
nice.
He
got it like he got an oven on in here, like they cooking. You don't need the burners on back there, man. Like the food can warm in there and just take the lids off it.
Salakia, if I may, sir. But what's being said is so true, because if anybody pays attention, it's like we're giving up. We're giving up, and we're folding, and we're going to go, and we rather side with them than be strong with ourselves and bond together with ourselves. We'd rather join to them and make pacts with them than just be Israel and work through it
and serve the Lord. That's
kind out of one kind.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Shalakia. Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Mm-hmm. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Look at that, man. Since we since we departed from them, we were serving the Lord. Understand? We don't see nothing out of serving the Lord. Like we ain't getting no profit out of that. They saying, let's go serve the heathens, man. We making be a millionaire one day, man. We making get away out of the ghetto, man. If we serve our heathen, follow their customs. Keep reading.
Come. Shalakia. Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
We go back up to number 12.
Come. Verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
So what is they talking about right there? This device pleased them well. Anybody know? Go ahead.
If I may, sir, would the device be the device of serving the oppressor?
Somewhat.
Salakia, sir. So I looked up device. It means plan, like a synonym for it. So it's saying like this plan pleased them well to work with the heathens to get what they want.
God, like setting up Christian churches and all type of wickedness, like following the heathen customs. Like that device pleased them well. That soothed them. Understand? We celebrated Thanksgiving.
Right.
Understand? We gonna celebrate Christmas. We're gonna do all the customs of the heathens. That's gonna please us and make us feel good about ourselves, man. Instead of serving the Lord.
Come.
Keep reading.
Come.
Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Say that again.
Come. Then certain of the people were so forward that it's like herein that they went to the king.
They went to master, man. These are
That's
people,
right.
man. They went to the child master and did what?
Come. They went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Let's open this Christian church and do all these wicked, vile things, man.
Right.
Let's get the license from the master so we can be evil and sin against the Lord, man.
Right.
That's what they did. That's the wicked leaders that come out of us, man, like out of Israel. Read.
Come. Shalakia. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
They built what?
They built a place of exercise.
They built stadiums and churches and all wicked, vile things, man, against the custom of our against the Most High, man. Like in Jerusalem, the Holy Land, man. Like we did vile things in the Holy Land, man. Like, keep reading.
Come.
These things that what they say. Wherefore, read that again.
Come. Verse 14. Wherefore they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
That's like them stadiums, like we going playing,
Right.
like football arenas and all types of stadiums and showing off for master, man. Like, you got some.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
So right here, what the word gymnasium comes from the Greeks. So the first gymnasiums were built by the Greeks. They were places of exercise or athletic activity. So literally, like you said, I don't want. This is real history right here. So what they built was something similar. This is like after it became ruins, but a structure similar to this that was designated for athletic activity at Jerusalem. But that wasn't really our custom. Not that we didn't play sports, but it wasn't like a thing where we would have a whole building dedicated to that. Salaki.
Right.
Salaki, if I may, it's something to relate to. Everybody might know is the Roman Colosseums. Because the Colosseums were where they had those different events that they showcased, the slaves that they had going up against different beasts and one another as well.
Like Gladiator and all that, like how they killing each other, man, blood sport and all types of wickedness, man. That's the exercise that they was talking about. Keep reading.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised.
Made them what?
And made themselves uncircumcised.
What that mean? Made themselves uncircumcised. What is that talking about?
Salaki, sir, could it be like twofold? Like, because it's our custom in Israel.
It's not talking about.
Okay, Salaki, sir.
It's not talking about that.
So then,
what is it?
I was gonna say the other way to be circumcised is to be circumcised in your heart. It's like
what? What is it?
To be circumcised in your heart is like you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's it. And so that's uncircumcised. That's not keeping the law. That's what we did.
Sir.
Yeah. Read that again.
Verse 15, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
And did what?
Forsook the holy covenant.
What is that then? That's what uncircumcised. We unsook the holy covenant, man. Like we stopped keeping the law.
Right.
You understand? We follow the customs of the heathens, man. When they said the law is done away with. Understand? That's what we did. Keep reading.
Come. Shalakia. And join themselves to the heathen.
And join ourselves to all the other heathen nations, man. We joined these people, man, and took on their customs and married into the heathen. Keep reading.
and were sold to do mischief.
And we were sold to do what?
Mischief.
That's where that come from, man. Following these other nations, man. We were sold to do mischief, man. Keep reading.
Verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
He wanted to do what?
Salakia. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt.
He wanted to take over Egypt.
Right.
Man, to have 2 realms, man. This guy wanted everything, just like America. America wanted all, man. They got it all, man. Keep reading.
That he might have the dominion of 2 realms. Verse 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen, and a great navy. Verse 18. And made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Verse 19. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof.
This is what America do, man. They take over every country, every nation, and just destroy and grind them down to powder, man. Like, and that's what we living in, man. Like, we see this going on in America, but this is the history, man. Like, you would never know this unless you came into the truth. Unless you came into the truth and under Commander General Hachaanakah, man, that's right, and read these records and studied, man. You understand? We would never know how we got into this predicament, man. But we read it tonight. This is a dedication, man, to see how we got into this predicament, man. How can we get out of this, man? Right. We can get out of this by us keeping God's law. Right. Understand? Following the.
Drop down.
Yeah, drop down. Yeah, drop down to.
I think verse 41.
Come.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Oh, man. Good night. It's getting heavy now.
Right.
It's getting heavy. Read that again, Taiwan.
Come. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
What is America's slogan, man? We all one, man. One nation under God, indivisible. You understand? This ain't just started.
Right.
This record's thousands of years ago, man. They got the records, man. They keeping hold of they know how to be powerful, how to rule over other nations, man. Understand? We the greatest nation that ever walked the earth, man. The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, man. You understand? We don't supposed to be under these people. We supposed to be over these people, man. These records showing we were great people, man, and how we got into this predicament, man. Keep reading.
Come. That all should be one people. Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws.
And what?
And everyone should leave his laws.
That's where that the laws are done away with.
Right.
That's where that comes from.
That's
man.
right.
You understand? We shouldn't keep the law. Read that again.
Come. Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws.
You should leave the law of the Most High, man. Something that's pure, man. The Lord, the Most High said, my laws are pure and
that's right.
Great. Why should we leave them?
That's
man?
right.
When it's showing us how to live and how to conduct our lives, why should we leave something that's good? Because we following the heathens, man.
That's right.
The heathens taught us to hate on each other.
Right.
Man. One nation under God, under the devil, man.
That's right.
Under wickedness, man.
Right.
Keep reading.
Come. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
All who?
All the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Heathens? Who are the heathens? Anybody know who the heathens are? That should be simple, man. The heathens. It said, read that again,
Come. Verse 42. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So all all the heathens agreed to what the king said, that everybody should be one nation and do away with your laws and keep our laws, man. All the heathen nation, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, the so-called white man, all these other nations, man. They agreed to this, man. You see every other nation, they come together. They got their own United Nations, and they build over. And who don't have it? The Israelites. God chosen people don't have nothing, that's man. Right. They set up in our communities.
Damn right.
They do all the wickedness over us, man, and build and gain off of us, man. They agreed to it. Man.
That's right.
They seen that God chosen people are powerful people. They conduct. They know how to make money. They know how to blow money. They know how to build. They know how to do a lot of things, but they don't know how to serve their power, man. You understand? They keeping us away from our power, so we can't rule, man. Keep reading.
Come.
Anybody want to add in on something, man, that they know or whatever? Chime in.
Come.
I know we got some heavy hitters out there.
Damn right.
Spit a little something out there.
Come. Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites.
Oh man, many what?
Many also of the Israelites.
Many of us, man, sold out, man. T.D. Jakes and all them, all them homosexuals, man, like gays. Understand? Salakia, man. I ain't mean to say that to the gay community, man, but they sold out, man. Many of us, man, sold out. Read.
Come. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
They did what?
Consented to his religion.
They consented to the king, man. They didn't want to die. They wanted to sell out, man. They wanted to live lavish, man, into lusting and being wicked, man. Keep reading.
Come. And sacrificed unto idols.
And did what?
Sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
And they sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath, man. In our law, we shouldn't do that. That's why they wanted to take our laws from us. You understand? These people are wicked, man. They knew if they took God's laws from us, man, the Lord wouldn't be with us, man. And they could rule forever.
That's right.
That's why we can't come together right now, because we are lawless people, man.
Damn right.
But in the Israelite school of UPK under Commander General Hachaanakah, man, we're building soldiers, we building sisters up, man. We building righteous people up, man, that know how to serve the Lord, man. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah.
He sent letters to?
By messengers unto Jerusalem.
We was in our homeland. We was in Jerusalem. Understand? We was in our homeland, and they seen us serving the Lord. So they sent messengers, and they about to destroy us, man. Keep reading.
Come. Like you. In the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
And what?
And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
They said they sent them letters out by messenger telling them to cut all that Most High living out, man.
God.
You don't need to do that no more, man. You're gonna serve our God, man.
That's right.
You're gonna serve our people, man. Like, you're gonna do what we say. Sunday is gonna be your Sabbath day.
That's right. Damn
understand? Right. We're gonna follow the customs of the heathen nations, man. And our people, the Israelites, are the ones that sold out, man.
That's right.
Keep reading. You had something to say?
No, it's like just real quick, if I may. So yeah, so going back to but the history and talking about this movie, because again it's so prevalent. So if you haven't seen it, that movie 300.
I haven't even seen that.
You never seen 300?
I never seen 300.
How is this possible?
Man, I never seen that movie, man.
Good night.
I need to look at it.
Yeah, I don't want this as literally taking place like a little couple before this. Salakia. But without, I ain't gonna spoil it. But there's a scene in that the beginning scene of that movie is literally a messenger from Xerxes going to the Spartans, like, all right, so y'all got to get down with us. Like, you don't got to change. But he's telling them they don't got to change their rules or nothing.
Right.
The king just wants to make sure that y'all are, loyal to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just sacrifice something so we know that y'all cool. And you see what happens later in the movie. But the Greeks upped the ante on us after they took over with this right here, because they came to us by messenger in the exact same way and was like, nah, like you said, I don't want none of that not eating pork crap, which is what we're going to end up talking about. None of that not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. None of that, you know what I'm saying, Sabbath day stuff. You're going to start worshiping how we worship. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally somebody being sent and telling us, you cannot be what you are anymore. You got to be like the rest of us.
Let me get a bottle of water, barbecue shot.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Salaki, if I may, and fast forward a little bit, if you think about how that whole pilgrims came and they left to come over here to practice whatever religion they wanted to practice over here. You know what I'm saying? They were over there and they had to do it, same thing as this. Everybody had to be under one religion. You know what I'm saying? But then they came to America and then they were like, well, you can be whatever you want over here. You know what I'm saying? To get away from being what they were told to do over there, but still being under, a persecuted, situation in a sense.
That's it on that.
So this one.
Go ahead.
Come. Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
They even want us to pollute the sanctuary, man. It's like coming up here telling the Israelite school of UPK, man, that hey, you gonna stop doing what you're doing, serving the Lord, man.
Right.
Your Sabbath day, you ain't gonna keep none of that, man. Like, you're gonna serve us. You're gonna eat swine. You're gonna do what we do. How that make you feel? Like us in the truth right now, man. Like, and they sending messages out to us right now.
Right.
How did that make you feel?
It's crazy.
You understand? This is how they came. If you picture yourself, us in the truth, man, like serving the Lord, and you got these other nations coming to us saying, we're gonna serve you. We want you to be under us, man. One nation and serving us. Man, that we had sellout people, man. Wicked people out of Israel sold us out, man. Go ahead, Top One.
Come. Verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh.
They did what?
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
They sacrificed swine's flesh, man. You understand? In the temple, man. That's what they wanted us to do, man. And we did it. Turned our back on the Lord, man. Keep reading.
Come. And unclean beasts. Verse 48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
And they should do what?
Also leave their children uncircumcised.
That 8 day thing, that's talking about the circumcision right there, man. With the foreskin, man. That's what that's talking about. Just leaving your children unclean, man. Understand? They wanted us to be wicked, man, not to serve our power, man. Keep reading.
Come. And make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
You understand? We don't so that's why, like, brothers and sisters in the world, man, understand they souls are polluted, man. Like, they souls are abominable, like they are wicked, man. That's why we reach out and call out and cry out, man, to our people to come to this truth, man. Get in the truth, man.
Right.
Come back to serve our power so we can be free from this hellhole that we call America, man. The Lord said, remember these days, man, and keep it holy, man. Keep reading, Top One.
Lock you. Verse 49. To the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
That's why we don't understand the law, man. Because of this. Understand? We in the truth now. We in the truth. We know about the law. But our brothers and sisters that's out there in the world, they don't know about the law, man. They know about how to serve these other nations, man.
Right.
They just serve what? Thanksgiving. The destruction of our brothers and sisters, man. You understand? I got a brother that's in the world, and he just came back from Idaho, man. Like he met a sister out there in on the reservation, man. She was a Gadite, understand? And I asked him the other day after the class, like after the general.
Come.
I asked him how did they celebrate Thanksgiving? He said it ain't like how we do it. Like it ain't like how we throw a big feast, man.
Right.
They mourn, man. Like they remember the dead, man. They remember the slain people on that day, man. You understand? Like these people right here, we should have remember our brothers and sisters, man, that were slain on Thanksgiving Day, man. Like our people gather around at the table and celebrated the life of what? Our family. Like we together, all the structure in our family together, all the limbs. You know how black folks come together and pray and talk about things, man. We celebrated the destruction of our own people, man. We forgot about this day right here, man, that got us into serving these other nations, they holidays, man. That's right. You understand? We forgot about this, but in the Israelite school of UPK on the Commanding General Yohana, we never forget about our people, man. We're gonna remember these days, man, and keep these days holy, man, and come together and remember the times, man, how we got into this predicament, man. We coming out of this hellhole, man. That's right. Keep reading.
Okay. Shalakia. Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
So read that again, man.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
So if you didn't follow these customs of these heathen, they said you shall die, man. And a lot of our people, man, are weak, man, and scared and feeble, man. Like they scared to die, man. You understand? They rather sell out to these other heathen nations than to die, man. If you die, you won't have to put up with these heathens, man. You understand? You serve your power, the Lord will take care of you, man.
That's right.
You keep God's laws, the Lord gonna take care of you. You understand? We follow the Christian church, man, like that's our only hope, man. When everybody died in the Christian church, man. Right. Everybody died in the world, man. Every day you see what's happening. Somebody died. Somebody died, man. This person died. Why? Because the Lord ain't with them, man. The Lord ain't with these people out here that's following these other nations, man. The customs of the other nations. If you are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, God chose you to be his people, man. God gave you laws, statutes, and commandments for you to go by, man. You understand? That's why we falling off, man. We forgot our power, man. The so-called white man don't have no power over us, man.
That's right.
We giving him power. Why are we giving him power? Because we what? Taking on his customs, man. We selling out. Our leaders are weak, man. Like the scriptures say. Go ahead, Tabawan.
Come. Verse 51. In the self-same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people.
He did what?
And appointed overseers over all the people.
He appointed overseers, man. What's them? Anybody know what overseers are? Modern day overseers. These are the only people. Hey, go ahead.
Salakia, modern day would be police officers.
That's it. But I'm saying like he put overseers like in mainly talking about in our nation too, man. Like I'm mainly talking about in our nation. In our nation. Yeah, you.
So, like, is there like Christian pastors and whatnot, or mayors?
Yeah, put them sellouts, man.
Right.
Sellouts. Them overseers over us, man. Running back to the king, running back to master, giving them a good report on them radicals, man. You got some radicals in the set that not trying to serve you, man. Understand? Giving up the people that the real ones. Go ahead, Thaba One.
Come. Shalaki. Commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Verse 52. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law. And so they committed evils in the land.
Read that again.
Come. Everyone that forsook the law. And so they committed evils in the land. Verse 53. And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor.
And they drove the Israelites into what?
Into secret places.
Into secret places. These are the ones that didn't want to follow the customs of the heathens, man. Right. Drove us into secret places, man, like hiding. You understand? This place right here, that in the Israelite school of UPK, under Commanding General Hachaanakah, man, this God house, man.
That's right.
You understand? This is the place of rest, man. This is the place that's gonna free us from this hellhole that we call America, man. You understand? We don't serve these other nations, man. These other nations know that the ISUPK is of God, man. Go ahead, Thaba One.
Okay. Verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
They tearing down, man. They tearing down our place, man, and building up theirs, man. Abominable, man. Like they destroying us, man, mentally, man, and physically, man. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 55, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire.
Man, these wicked bastards, man. Look, they destroying every little particle that we had of our law, man.
That's right.
These people are wicked, man. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 57, and wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
Good night. What they do in slavery, man? What they do in slavery? Black people couldn't do what? Couldn't read the Bible, man. We couldn't read the Bible. If we read the Bible, we would what? Put to death, man. Read that again, Thaba One. This a history, man.
Damn right.
This history of our people thousands of years ago, and our oppressor using this, man, against us today, man.
Okay.
Read.
And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
They should put us to death, man. We got history of that, man. Look, our oppressor got movies of that, man. You can go pull up movies right now that'll show that we couldn't read the Bible, man. We could read any book that was in the earth except that Bible, man. Why? Because the law is in there for us, man. We would see ourself in that Bible, man. Go ahead,
Salaki, if I may. And if we were to read the Bible, they were scared that we would read the Bible and know who we were and then band together and then revolt against them.
Come on. Go ahead. Pass the mic back. Gaparia.
So like my question about that is in the 57 verse. Yeah, in the 57 verse, it's talking about how we will be put to death. But my question about that is, what about before that? Like, why do we? I think in the 43rd verse, it talks about how we as Israelites we gave our consent. Why would we give our consent, like to our oppressors? You know what I'm saying? Because even at that time, like nowhere in that passage before that did you read about the heathens doing that. Why did it? I'm trying to put it in the right frame of words, but basically what I'm trying to say is why do we as Israelites give our consent to our oppressors even before?
Why do T.D. Jakes tell you the law is done away with?
For money.
Yeah, I'm saying why he sold out. Like it's the same thing. You asking like why our own people gave their consent of following these other nations, man. Like they didn't want to die, man. They didn't want to die, so they said we're gonna follow the other nation so we can live. We can live good. You understand? We ain't gonna be poor no more, man. We ain't gotta keep the laws. That's why they did that. Go ahead.
So would it be safe to say that we had more fear for our oppressors than we did for the Most High?
What they do? They didn't believe. They figured the Most High was with the heathen. Like they ain't had no faith, man.
Right.
They had more faith in the oppressor, man. And what the scriptures say about he can only kill the body, man.
Right. Come.
Yeah, they didn't understand the law, man. They didn't understand the Most High, man. Who had something? You had?
No, sir. I ain't nothing, sir.
That's it on that.
Nah.
Most High Christ.
Shalak
Go ahead.
Come. Shalak you. Verse 55. Oh no, my bad. I'm at 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Verse 59. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
They did what?
They did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God. Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
Good night, man. They flip-flop God's ways, man. If they caught the woman circumcising her child, they put her to death, man. But the Lord said, circumcise the child on the 8th day. Man, these people are wicked, man.
That's right.
This showing you why we in the condition we in right now, man. Why we been taught that the laws are done away with, man. These heathen nations, man, they did this because they didn't want us to rule, man. They didn't want the Lord to be with us. That's wicked, man. We showing you right here today, man, not to trust the oppressor, man. Right. Never, that's your enemy, man. These people are your enemy. How can you trust them, man? Get me Deuteronomy, man. 28 and 68. These the same people. We got this history, man. We got the history, man. You know that we were slaves in this place, man. And that we were sold. It's history, man. You can't trust nothing these men, these people tell us, man. Never trust your enemy. According to the Bible, man. You got it, number one. Anybody that's out there got a mic, they can. If you ain't got it,
I got it.
Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be sold unto who?
Your enemies.
Your enemies, man. We were sold into our enemies, man. So how can we, hey, get his sister a bottle of water or something, man. Get his sister a bottle of water. We were sold into our enemies, man. How can we believe anything that this man said after we done went over this right here, showing you that, look back at the Greeks. Who were the Greeks? They were so-called white people, man. Edomites. How can we believe in these people, man? How can we believe anything that they say?
That's right.
When we read out of the records, they made Jerusalem what? Polluted, man. That's wicked. That's wicked right there, man. The scriptures say, man, they come out of a wicked root, man. What was the scripture? A wicked root, man. That was in what was it? Verse 10. 1 and 10, man. 1 and 10. Go back to that one.
Can we read it, sir?
Come
on. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Yeah, wicked root, man. This is a generation of wicked thieves, man, murderers. You understand that we follow today, that's murdering through the land, that's taking every stitch of land on the earth, man, claiming it as his, man. And our people paying. We pay the oppressor, man, to live. You understand? Everything we buy land, cars, and all that, man, like, and it never be ours, man. We always paying. What was it? Tributary, like always, man. Keep reading. Top one up back to the 50. Where you was at?
Come. Shalaki. Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that they caused their children to be circumcised. Mm-hmm. Verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their necks.
Good night, man. They did what?
And they hanged the infants about their necks.
The little babies, man. They hanged the infants by their necks, man. Good night, man. Bunker y'all. Good night, man. These some wicked people, man. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. So they hung the infants that were found to have been circumcised.
Come. They didn't want them to be pure, man. They didn't want them to have no trace of being an Israelite, man. They wanted them to be like them stinking heathens, man.
Salakia, so this is just like you said, history repeats itself. This is what they call it, crocodile bait. They use our babies as crocodile bait.
See, get a brother a hand, man. Look, they got the records of this. The records of their people, man. How they treated the Israelites, man. The only way they gonna keep us in bondage, man, if they use their records to keep us polluting our sanctuaries, polluting our places, man, of worship, man. That's how they got the records, man. They know who we are, man. These people know who we are, but we don't know who we are. Go ahead.
Shalakia. And rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Verse 62. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Verse 63. Wherefore they chose rather to die.
They did what?
Verse 63. Wherefore they chose rather to die.
Some of us, man, that was us. That was us, man. Reincarnation, man. Like the same people. Like, it was us. We rather die, man, than to serve our oppressor, man. You understand? I won't eat pork, man. I die before I eat pork.
Damn right.
You understand? I die before I sin against the Lord, man. After we done came into this truth and learned how to live, man, how to serve the Lord, man. Put me away, man. Put a rope around my neck, man. You understand? Take me out, man, before I sin against the Lord, man. After we done learn how to serve the Lord, man, I want to go back. Hell no. Hell no, I would not go back, man. You understand? They're following these heathen nations. Go ahead.
Come. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died. Verse 64, and there was very great wrath upon Israel.
Come on, get me down to the meat, man. Like it's 14. Chapter 2. Chapter 2, verse 14. Or you could just, go to start at 6.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Woe is me."
Go to one to just show you who Mattathias was.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib. A priest of the sons of Jorib from Jerusalem.
Mattathias, man, he was a priest, man. He rose up, man. This a brother right here was a powerful brother right here that we're gonna read about. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, verse 7, he said, "Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?"
He said, what?
Woe is me.
Destruction is me.
Keep
reading.
Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy.
Like Mattathias seen this, man, and was like, man, like look what's happening, man. This shouldn't be happening. There gotta be something we can do to get us out of this hellhole, man. You understand? That's what we doing in the Israelite school of UPK, man. You understand? Trying to get our people up out of this hellhole that we call America, man. Reaching out, man. Keep reading.
Shalakia. When it was delivered into the hand of the enemy and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse 8. Her temple has become as a man without glory. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
That sound like America, man.
That's right.
That sound like America. Read that again.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men.
Mike Brown, and
Go
ahead.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Killing us, man. Keep reading.
Verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
What nation? Mattathias said, what nation? All these nations, man, had a part in our destruction, man. We can't trust none of these nations, man. All the heathens came around about, man, like the scriptures say, man, for our destruction, man. Keep reading.
Shalakia. My bad one. And gotten of her spoils. Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave. Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
The Gentiles have profaned our sanctuary, man. We got this so-called these fake Jewish people, man, profaning our sanctuary, man, like trying to think they us, man, like taking our customs, man, and using it. I'm too water. Using it against us, man. Understand? This is real life history right here. Repeats itself, man. Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
That's a question right there, isn't it?
Okay.
He asking a question. Read it again.
Okay. Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
It's that bad, man. You understand? Like, why should we live, man? We done polluted our sanctuary. We done became like the other heathen nations, man. Like, we have no life, man. You understand? We didn't have life before we came in the truth, man. We didn't have no sense of hope of nothing, man. But now what we got in here, man? We got brotherhood, we got sisterhood, man. We got each other, man. We learning about our history, man. We living, man. The law, if by keeping the law you live, man. That's what Christ said, man. To live, man, is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man, of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned very sore.
They did what?
Rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned very sore.
They mourned. They put on little. They didn't put on their best clothes, man. They put on sackcloth and mourned for the destruction of our people, man. Keep reading.
Verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. Verse 16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done.
He's trying to do what? What is he trying to do? He telling Mattathias
if I may, so he's trying to turn Mattathias into Orgy Mike, Salakia. I mean Martin Luther King.
Right, man. That's what he's trying to do, man. Trying to change his mind.
Come.
Let's see what Mattathias do, though, man.
Come.
Go ahead.
Come. Like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Trying to sell them out, man. If you come and follow us, all your children and everybody have silver and gold, man. Sell your soul, man. A lot of us done sold out in this place, man. What? You still a slave, man. You still under your oppressor, man. With the millions, man. That's what he's saying to Mattathias, man. Don't keep God's laws. Get all your brethren, your children, and all that, man. Serve us, and we'll make you a mighty man in our nation, man. In our world. Keep going.
Come. Verse 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Do what now?
Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
He said, Mattathias said, him and his family gonna serve the Lord, man.
That's right.
That's what he said, man. Through all of that, man. Give me that scripture. What's that scripture? Me and my house. Give me that scripture. Anybody? You understand? That's what Mattathias said, man. He said, we're gonna serve the Lord, man. Give a damn what you say about us following and eating swine's flesh and all that, man. Like, we're gonna do what the Lord said do, man. You got it.
Book of Joshua, chapter 24, and verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house,
because what the UPK?
But as for me and my house,
the UPK.
But as for me and my house,
we're gonna do what?
We will serve the Lord.
We're gonna serve the Lord, man.
That's right.
That's in the scriptures, man. And Mattathias said that's what he told them, man. His family and him gonna serve the Lord, man. Go ahead with that.
Come. Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
God forbid that we gonna stop keeping these laws, man, like that. He said we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna keep these laws, man. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words.
He said, God damn the king's words.
That's
man.
right.
That's what he said, man. He would not hearken into the king's words. Read.
To go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left.
Either the right hand or the left, man. We're going to serve the Lord. Keep reading.
Verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
That's a wicked bastard, man.
That's right.
That wicked bastard said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Oh, Sambo. He said, I'm going to show you. He came from out of nowhere, man. Read that again. Hey, Shamar. Hey, it's getting too loud, man. Hey, read that again.
Come. Verse 22. Salaki, verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
They're going to follow the king's commandment. You understand? Showing you how wicked these people are, man. Keep reading.
Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal.
He was what?
Inflamed with zeal.
Man, he was heated, man. Keep reading.
And his reins trembled.
He what?
And his reins trembled.
Man, Mattathias was his top was about to blow, man. You understand? When he seen that brother come through and said at the altar and do what the king said,
right?
Mattathias was mad, man. He was what, 45? He done blew it. His top was about to blow, man. Keep reading.
Come. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him.
He did what?
He ran and slew him.
And slew that bastard, man.
Come.
Trying to pollute us, man. Mattathias said, I'll show you, man. I'll show you how to do it, man. Read.
Upon the altar. Verse 25.
He slew him upon the altar.
Come.
Good night. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Verse 26. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of the Most High, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri the son of Salom. Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
He said that he rang out, man. He cried aloud out there, man. He said, who is zealous of the law, man? Come follow me, man. You understand? That's a soldier right there, man, for the Most High. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. Verse 29.
Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there. Verse 30, both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them.
Go ahead.
Verse 31, now when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were going down into the secret places in the wilderness.
They found what they say. Read that again.
Come. Now when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were going down into the secret places in the wilderness.
They said it was some certain men that broke the king's commandments, man. They went down into the wilderness, like they going to look for him now. Like they done told the king. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 32, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. Verse 33, and they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live.
They trying to trick them now, man. Like they trying to say we can make this even, man. If you do the commandments of the king, you shall live, man. Never trust our enemies, man. You understand? Keep reading.
Come. Slack you. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day.
Mattathias was smart, man. He said him and his family gonna serve the Lord, and that's what he's doing, man. Read.
So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die in our innocency. Heaven and earth shall testify for us that he put us to death wrongfully. Verse 38, so they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people.
So Mattathias and them, they went to war with them, man. And because the Lord was with them, man. If you keep God's laws, man, and statutes and commandments and follow the Most High, the Lord will be with you, man. You understand? The Lord controls all these other nations, man. The Lord controls every nation that's on the earth, man. But if you're not with him, he will let these other nations devour you, man. But Mattathias served the Lord, and the Lord was with them, man. Keep reading.
Verse 39. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. Verse 40. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives, and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. Verse 41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him.
Good night.
Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places.
Good night. That's a warrior right there. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, that's heavy because, you know what I'm saying, our brothers was, you know, in their mind, because they didn't, you know, the Lord wasn't quite with them the way he was with Mattathias. They thought, well, it's the Sabbath day, so we can't fight. So they just got killed. But Mattathias, like you said, Adawan, he was a warrior. He was like, nah, we're not having that. Nah, they not about to kill us all. If they come to us on the Sabbath day, we going to war. Just like we do in the Isupk. We go to battle every major city in America, over the earth. We go into battle on the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? So Salakia. Verse 40, verse 41. Salakia, verse 42. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Verse 43. Also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces, and smote sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for succor.
Good night.
Come. Verse 45. Then Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars. Verse 46. And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. Verse 47.
Cleaning the house, man.
Come.
Cleaning the house. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 47. They pursued also after the proud men, and the work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles and out of the hand of kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction, and the wrath of indignation. Verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. Verse 52. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Verse 53. Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phinehas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant for an everlasting priesthood. Jesus, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. Verse 57. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom.
He giving the lineage,
Come.
showing you great men.
That's right.
You understand? That stood up, man, for our people, man.
Come.
Keep reading.
Come. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the Lord, was taken up into heaven. Verse 59. Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Verse 60. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. Verse 61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
What is he saying? Anybody know? Go ahead, Giannis.
Make sure you get the mic. There should be one back there. There should be a mic back there. That should be good. Come on.
Testing. Okay.
That's it.
What he's saying is like, basically what he's saying, as long as we follow this law, man, we follow this law. You know, if you follow this law and follow the Most High, man, you know, we're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. That's basically what it's saying.
It's something more than that. Like he's saying that, but just have it's something a little heavier than what you.
I was gonna say, like, he's naming all these men that to what Giannis was saying, but a little more is like all these prominent men, they put their trust in the Most High. They kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and they believed that no matter what, the Lord was with them. And so whenever they was facing troubles or tribulation or at war, the Lord was with them and made sure that they wouldn't be overcome by their enemies.
God, go ahead.
And also, sir, if I may, it shows that whenever there was times of trouble, the Most High, you know, had one man. He went to one man to stand up for the nation at the right time. Like today, that man is Commander General Hachaanakah.
God.
Every time we was in trouble or they was making war against us, somebody stood up. God. That's our culture.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Get Lahab. Let Lahab say something.
Salakia, sir. And I think it's like you said, it was deeper. It's that they said, but they never compromise. They never compromise the Lord. Abraham, he in his temptation, he didn't compromise. Joseph didn't compromise.
God.
So basically he was saying like, we shouldn't compromise either. Like they want to make us eat pork, but we'll rather die than compromise for the Lord.
Damn right. Get a brother hand. Right. That's it.
Come.
Go ahead.
Shalakia. Verse 62. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Verse 63, today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing. Verse 64, wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law. Salakia, for it shall be ye obtain glory. Verse 65, and behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him always. He shall be a father unto you. Verse 66, as for Judas Maccabeus, he hath been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain, and fight the battle of the people. Verse 67, take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrong of your people. Verse 68, recompense fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law.
Damn right.
Come. Verse 69, so he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers. Verse 70, and he died in the 146th year, and his sons buried him in the sepulchres of his fathers at Modin, and all Israel made great lamentation for him.
Damn right, man. We remember Mattathias, man, because when times got rough, man, Mattathias stepped in and was the backbone for us, man, to stand up against the heathens, man, stand up against these vile nations, man. He showed us how to keep God's laws, man, and through the hard times, man. And he didn't give up. He didn't say, oh, well, we're gonna sell out and do like the heathens, man. He'd rather die than sell out, man. You understand? Your Christian pastor, man, that brother, man, he got his day coming, man, because he sold out for us, man. He didn't stand up like Mattathias and said, we're going to serve the Lord, man. He said, we're going to serve our oppressor, man. And he fed us wickedness, man. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. I was going to say it's so heavy about this story. It's something that I'm starting to understand why the oppressor try to keep it from you, because this inspires your children. So when it comes around what we just did, Thanksgiving, that you should have, what's the word?
Zeal, like
a backbone to not do it. You don't need influence from the world to influence you to eat that turkey. No matter what how good Big Mama cooking is or whatever, you don't need that.
Damn right. Get a brother a hand. Damn right. This story opened his eyes, man. This brother coming in the truth strong, man. You understand? He coming up being a mighty man in this truth, man. Understanding, hearing this word and gravitating to it, man. You understand? A lot of brothers come in and can't see it, man. They can't see this, man. But a lot of brothers come in and move on to it and build off it, man. You understand? Mattathias, this brother stepped in, man, and showed Israel like it's a way out, man. We don't have to follow these heathen nations, man. But the story get even better because he told us another brother that's coming up stronger, man.
You want to jump to the sister with the 7 sons?
Yeah.
Come. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Verse 3. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. Verse 4. Which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
Good night. Read that again.
Come on.
That's what happened, man.
Verse 4, which forthwith, being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Verse 5, now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan.
To be what?
To be fried in the pan.
To be fried in the pan, man. These devils don't have no kind of heart, compassion, or nothing, man.
Right.
They are wicked, vile people, man.
That's right.
Gonna put a man in a pan to fry him, man. Go ahead.
Come on. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, verse 6, the Lord God looketh upon us, and in truth hath comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Verse 7, so when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Verse 8, but he answered in his own language and said, no.
Good night, man.
Come.
He stood up. He rather die, man.
Damn right.
He seen what? What did he see? What did he see? Like, he seen that, like, what, read that again?
Come.
Like the pulling off of the skin, like.
And the second, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat?
You still want to eat that pork,
Right.
that swine's flesh. And what did he say? He said, la'ah.
He said, la'ah.
La'ah, man. You understand? That's what we got to do with America, man. When they push their philosophies on us, man.
That's right.
We got to say, la'ah.
Damn right.
We're going to serve the Lord, man. We done learned this, man. Like, you want us to sin against the Lord. We're going to serve the Lord, man. Like, what you feeding us, man, is killing us. They feeding us their ways, and it's only killing us because the Lord set up ways for us to go by, man. Like, it set up laws, statutes, and commandments for us to live by, but majority of us, man, we sellouts, man. That's why we remember these days right here, man. Go back into these records and remember our ancestors, what they went through, so we won't have to go back through that, man. So when we raise our children, we can show them what happened in the past, man. Like the Bible say, remember the days of old. Small. Remember the days of old, man. Give me that scripture right there. What is it? Remember the days of old. Is it Deuteronomy? Remember the days of old, man. Go ahead with it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7.
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Ask who?
Thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
So that the scripture said, remember the days of old, man. Like, we should be able to go back to our ancestors, our great grandmas and grandpas and all that, man, and ask them, hey, what happened back then, such and such? What happened back then? They should tell us. But they don't tell us, man. Because they don't want us to know what happened. They want to keep us asleep, man, because if we knew the truth, we would do better, man. We wouldn't serve our enemies, man. We wouldn't serve our oppressors, man. If they told us what they did to them back in the days, man. Our ancestors today want to tell us, oh, just love everybody and God loves and just love. Love. What have love gotten us, man, in this place? What have love gotten us? I can go down the line and ask, what have love gotten us in its destruction, man? It's what? Millions of brothers in prison, man. It's what? AIDS. It's what? Drug addiction. You can name it, man. By loving our oppressor, following our oppressor, man. Look at our society, man. It's destroyed. Give Yanazar the mic.
One of the things that's overlooked, I don't want, if I may, is the mental illness that we suffer in this kingdom, man. Like, like when they say the world, brother, outside of UPK, there's a whole nother world out there, brother.
Right.
For real.
Damn right. It'll eat you up. It'll crumble you up out there, man. This society we live in, man, is hell, man. We don't have to go. You can hear your Christian saying, you going to hell. When you die, you going to hell. No, you ain't. We already in hell, man. We in hell, and our oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's
man.
right.
The red man. You understand? You ain't got to go down underground to see a red man with a pitchfork when he's shooting your brothers and sisters down in the streets, man. When he got his knee on your neck, holding it pressure to you, man. Wanting you to die. The man said, I can't breathe. What he's saying? Die. That's what he's saying. Die, nigga. Die. That's the devil, man. Mattathias and all these other brothers and sisters, man, they rather die, man, than to serve these other nations, man. Hey, with that being said, man, we're gonna end this right here for the night, and this right here going on for what? 8 days.
Come.
8 days, and we do have a closing on this dedication. We got a closing, so I'm saying this right here is what a celebration, like. Okay. You understand, for 8 days, man. That's so right. This class, I'm saying, during the week, you go to class, bring that food, bring that strong, celebrate, man. Like, and remember what happened, man, to our people, man. You understand? With that being said, I'm gonna turn the class over to who the guard?
On Shamar.
Who on guard? Yanazar. Should have went to the inlet.
Hey, Shalom family. Once again, we are the Isupk. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Hachaanakah. And we're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group or religion. Sorry, Christ. Security announcements. New rules for brothers and sisters. First of all, let's give this powerful priest and prophet a hand. You understand? Because this right here, this holy day right here is like, if you don't understand who Israel is, this holy day shows you who we really are, man. You understand? The Most High always raised somebody up for us, man. It was always a man that stood up, man. That's what this particular holy day taught me. Some man always stood up, man, when our people needed him the most. You understand? And who's in more need today than us? Salakia. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. I believe the Passover is the next, right? Purim, Salakia. I don't know the date yet, sir. 501, you got the date?
Right now, we're still in Hachaanakah. Oh, yeah, it's 8 days.
Okay, so, Salakia, sir. Okay, so we're still in Hachaanakah for the next 8 days. Okay, so remind Akim and Akwathium to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. And I think that's to me, that's mandatory to keep abreast of what's going on. You know, we got to hear those generals, man. You know, they keep us informed and teach us. You understand? And they got many programs out there that we need. We need these programs. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, individual, Amajim, sister, stay sharp, stay seated. Everybody, sisters, Amajim, stand up. Wapanyakadam means turn and face the east. You're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew first. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Faba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratazar, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lenawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Fabiaya Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abo, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafraparith, La'aiwalumium, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The prayer for the power in the Hebrew, the Hakak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lenawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahor, Ha Matazarayim, Hakak, La Hakwiyam, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Kawath, Hachaanakah, Lagarishan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Duwada Aman.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why Mayaka Allah? Why Allahayim? Matazabaya. Allah Wap Yahana. Ha Alawapium. Ha Saranyam. Ha Katazayanyam. Ha Koyoyoyam. Wa Hakwatian. Yahweh. Bashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yawamam, Salakia, Yanawam, Salakia. Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Macau Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Mayatha, Wa'aid, Iwalam.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. My whence come, from whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, for this time forth and even forevermore.
The 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alakah, Al-Fakarash, Wa'al, Fakshakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awabiaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'atazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'Allah, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Aliyaka, Barayath, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Alawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashaf, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zerawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadin, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Panakol, Yashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'arama, Shayatamwa, Nadaya Mawa, Ka'irab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazol, Manai, Kal, Nasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rawaka, Kaash, Tabia Ira, Yaira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Daradapma, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Malaa, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaholwa, Aida Aid, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Dayawa, Kaya Aftha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kal Ha'arataza.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be in no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They have become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, and all their princes, as Abah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stumble before the wind, as the fire burning the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storms. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the Most High over all the earth.
Men of Israel, we give the teacher. Men of Israel, we give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakah, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakah, Yahweh Matah, Sister Amadu, Dan. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadu Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.